Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tyreek Told You podcast. I know it's been a minute. It's been about 2 months, actually. And you know what's crazy? Every single week, I would get a message or a comment like, Tyreek, where's the podcast? Tyreek, when's the next episode? Podcast, podcast, podcast. Well, it's back. It's back. I took a little break. It wasn't a planned break, but it happened. Um, it's been quite a few changes, very, very good changes. I don't want to give y'all all the details just yet, but I got a lot of positive momentum going, and I was like, you know what? Let me stop playing and get back on top of this podcast. So I am back. I apologize for my absence. Think of it as like a mid-season break or like a little 2 month vacation. Y'all know I like to vacation. So yeah, but here we are. We got a lot of catching up to do. What have I been up to in the 2 months since we last spoke to one another? Um, well, I'm currently verified on TikTok. Hooray, hooray, hooray. I'm still not used to seeing that blue check by my name. Um, Oh, I have over 100,000 followers on Instagram now. I think I'm like at 137K now, but 100K, that was like a big benchmark for me. So I hit that. I was featured in Crunchyroll, and for those of you who don't know, Crunchyroll is a huge, huge anime publication. So for them to write a piece on me, that meant a lot. Um, Last weekend, I had the honor of being invited to the Webby's Adobe Creator Weekend. To even be considered for something like that was awesome. I met Jules LeBron. That's the very demure, very mindful girl. Um, just been a lot of positive things going on. Doing this whole social media thing, I made the right decision. And just the opportunities that keep coming, stuff that I can barely believe. But again, since I got all this positivity going, I gotta extend that to the podcast and just YouTube in general. Like, I need to take YouTube seriously. And I feel like I've been saying that on this podcast, but it's still true. And again, like, there were some new signs. So, yeah. What else? I'm meeting other TikTokers in person now. I've been hanging out with Sade from Sade in the City. Yeah, Sade in the City. Murda from TikTok, just being like the TikTok New Yorkers or whatever. So that's fun. Oh, I'm also hosting a meet and greet. Let me get the details for that. One second. So yeah, I've partnered with Privy, and I will be hosting a meet and greet at their ice cream glory hole. You heard me correctly. It's an ice cream glory hole. But I'll be there from June 3rd to June 4th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 279 Broome Street, right here in New York City. So, the tickets are only $15. You can purchase a ticket at privyprivy.vip. That's PRIVY.VIP. So, you pay your $15, you can meet me, you can suck on some ice cream from behind a glory hole. And, if that sounds like a good time to you, then come out and let's have us a good time. I also want to give a shout out to Duran Bernard. He invited me to one of his live shows last week, or was it this week? It was last week, but it was such a good time. That man is a performer. He's still on tour. If you have a chance to go get some tickets, go get them. You will not regret it. His new album, Bloom, is amazing. I can't stop listening to it. And seeing it live is even better. So thank you so much, Duran. I've been a fan of his. since I was in high school, like from the YouTube days. So to see how far he's come, super inspiring. And part of the reason why I came back to this damn podcast. You don't waste all that inspiration. That's God sending you signs. Don't ignore the signs. I asked for the signs, and he been sending the signs, and like I was ignoring them, but I stopped ignoring them. I'm paying attention to the signs. That might be the name of this episode. Pay attention to the signs, or welcome back. Maybe welcome back slash pay attention to the signs. I love when songs have two titles. This is going to be a two-titled podcast episode. Ah. So normally when I do these, I like have notes of what I want to do for the episode. I did not make notes for this one. I'm kind of just freestyling it. But I normally just come and talk to y'all about whatever is on my mind for that week or what I've been obsessing over for the week. And this week, my whole life is being consumed by the Diddy trial. So let's talk about it. First off, I'm really, really upset with people acting like this is some like a criminal case being filed by Cassie against Diddy. That's not what this is at all. And if you would just like make make a small attempt to read something, maybe I would have a better understanding. It's people out here bashing Cassie, saying she's not a victim, and I just think they were freaks. I don't see how this is a crime. Like, ma'am, or sir, whoever, Diddy is being charged Diddy is being charged with a sex trafficking RICO. Cassie is merely a witness, one of many. Okay, I'm guessing she's going so early because she's 8 months pregnant. And, she's going to have a baby any moment now. So I guess they just want to get her out of the way. But, if we all know what's going on, that just helps tremendously. Now, aside from that, we are learning some shocking details about both Diddy and Cassie. This is going to be like the trial of the decade. It's also interesting because on day one of the trial, Diddy's defense team, they went above and beyond to emphasize the fact that this is not a domestic violence case. This is not a sexual assault case. This is something different because, the feds essentially have to prove that Diddy was had this whole racket going on. So, and most of the witness testimony, Cassie's in particular, is likely to deal with SA and DV. So I guess they just want to make sure that the jurors know what they're supposed to be paying attention to. But the fact that they made that point means they know it's some serious shit coming because we are dealing with some borderline sexual deviancy. Is deviancy a word? Deviance. Yeah, sexual deviance. We are dealing with male escorts, insane amounts of lubrication, just a lot. And I saw a TikTok earlier today. This guy brought up a point that I didn't consider. They get their escorts from like Backpage and Craigslist and stuff. I always thought that rich and like high class people, they had like special exclusive sites that they got their good times from. Why are you on Backpage? That's for like everyday ice road truckers and the damn high school janitor. That's where they get their prostitutes from. Why are y'all on there? Why the hell is Diddy and Cassie on Mega Personals? I don't know. I guess that's just what Diddy likes. Where do you guys get your escorts from? Let me know. They got Diddy in court with his whole family. The sons are supporting him. A lot of people are side-eyeing Quincy for his unwavering support of Diddy because Quincy's real father is Albie Shore, and there's rumors that Diddy tried to have Albie Shore killed. So it's like, why are you supporting the man who tried to kill your real daddy? I guess because you were raised by Diddy, you probably have more of a connection to him. But still, it looks weird. Also, like the two daughters were in there the first 2 days, and we are learning some very, very explicit details about Diddy's sex life. I wouldn't want to hear. none of my parents talking like that or being spoken of that way. So yeah, I feel like them daughters, they probably should have stayed home. I wonder how this case is going to affect the dating lives of Diddy's kids, his sons specifically. Because realistically, like they rich, they got clout. I'm sure they probably won't have no problem dating. But for the female, but for the women who do date them, like, is it ever going to be like in the back of your mind, like, I wonder how much you picked up from your daddy. Like, I wonder what type of traits you may have got. Are you into the same stuff he's into? Because what if I'm not into that? You don't want to, mm, like, do the freak offs run in the family? And if you're into that and you consent, then by all means, go freak it up. But mm, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking stuff. Diddy had Cassie swimming in hot baby oil and Astroglide. For some reason, he wanted it to be warm. And I don't remember seeing if they specified how they went about heating all this oil. Like, do you put it in the microwave? Is that safe? Or do you like just do a stovetop type of thing? Squirt that oil into a pan or a pot, and I guess just let it simmer. Hmm. Also, is hot oil safe for the skin? It's like a hot oil treatment for the whole body. Poor Cassie. I'm also curious for the escorts, like, are they still escorts? Have they retired? Have they moved on? Did they find their pretty woman moment? I know one of them is like married or was married because Cassie mentioned that his wife came with Kim, Cassie, and Diddy to a sex club or something. So look, I don't know what they into. But like what's the shelf life of a male escort? Like realistically, how many years can you get out of it? Because I know male strippers, they be stripping well into their 40s and 50s. They do not retire and they don't get shamed for it. Male strippers in their 40s need to get shamed the same way female strippers do. Also, imagine you just out here slinging dick to survive, and then 10 years later, you caught up in a fucking federal RICO on the stand in front of the whole world talking about how you used to do all this with this person watching in the corner and you would ejaculate in this person, then she'd go and rub it on somebody else's nipples. Like that's too much. And then Diddy was beating Cassie up every other day. She was always bruised up and battered and scarred and still doing these freak offs. So like for the escorts, when you come in there and you see you got to run a train on this girl with two black eyes and a busted lip. You don't think that's weird? I mean, you a sex worker, I guess. When you in them underground back alley industries, that's what comes with it. Y'all better be careful, or you sex workers out there, because that shit is dangerous. You just trying to make you a little bit of money, and next thing you know, you caught up in some demented, dark-sided, ungodly BS. Stay about them hotel rooms. I'm really just rambling and bouncing around with this whole Diddy thing because we're 4 days into it. I think that I'm going to do maybe some daily updates on YouTube and just post those. And then every week we can come back to the podcast and have a more robust discussion. But we're back from a 2 month hiatus, so and I have no notes. It's also 3:20 a.m., so I just got the spirit of productivity over me. I said, let me come up in here and record this podcast because that's how serious we are. But this has just been a bad week for men in entertainment in general. You got Diddy and this trial going on. It's not looking good for him. Now, his defense, they doing the best they can, but it's an uphill battle. What else? Chris Brown, he got arrested in England because he assaulted a producer back in 2023, hit him in the head with a tequila bottle. Why did he do that? I don't know. Why does Chris do anything? Tory Lanez got stabbed up in prison. DDG, he was apparently putting his hands on Halle Bailey. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all are rich, y'all are famous. Why can't y'all behave? Take that money and do something positive. You want to know what's crazy? Even though I was gone for 2 months, y'all never stopped sending in those tell it to Ty messages. So let's get into the tell it to Ty portion of the podcast. So I have one pulled up right now and it reads, Hi Tariq. I'm not a good storyteller and I really never comment on social media or anything, but I had to for my fave. Aw. I guess I'll speak on the fact that I've grown from feeling like I had no worth if I wasn't with my ex or any man in general. I'm literally only 18. There's so much the world has to offer for me, and I should not hold myself back from my true self because I want to feel loved by a man. He was my first everything, and that nigga destroyed my mental state. He constantly used me from he constantly used me for money. He never took me out on dates. He stood me up on prom last year. He would just constantly lie and lie. He had no car. He was a felon, just too much. It's really sad that I accepted that kind of treatment. I knew better while all this was happening, but at the time, as much as I hate to admit it, I loved the fact that he needed me, and I knew he wouldn't leave me. After about a year and a half of me accepting the bullshit, I finally told him I'm not continuing the relationship with him. Leaving him was not an easy thing to do, and honestly, whenever I see a girl putting up with a man she loves, I sympathize for her. It was hard, of course, but in the grand scheme of things, there's no way I could have a partner like that in the long run. Sorry, my story isn't interesting. Well, there's no worries at all. I first want to congratulate you for getting yourself out of that situation. You're only 18, and this man was a felon. How old was your ex, if you don't mind answering that? I'm assuming he was older since you're 18, and you mentioned prom, so like you were still in high school during one, at least during part of this relationship. So, it's probably best that that did not continue. Your worth is never attached to another man or partner. Your worth is totally inside of you. You're still very, very young, and you still have a lot of time to get to know yourself and grow to love yourself. So I wish you the best of luck in that journey. Take some time to yourself. Maybe do some therapy. I don't know if you're like in school or you're working, but just take life one day at a time. Enjoy your youth. It's summertime. Be outside, be safe, be responsible. And just know that you got your whole life ahead of you. So yeah, thanks for the submission. We're going to do one more. I almost said listener letter. This is not the read. We're going to do one more tell it to Ty submission. It's about some girl who booed up her scammer. So, story for you. I booed up my scammer. See, I told you. Started dating this man from dating app. He was giving me time and jewelry and all that la la la. Y'all know that this stuff is not proofread. I'm just reading it how it's written. 1 month in, he asked me for $10,000. I was like, you tripping, but the get down is still delicious. So let's just still do that. And you might as well just be with me because your scam was a failure. I'm not giving you money. And I wore him down. Now my scammer is my boyfriend and still giving me stuff. Well, congratulations to you. Your scammer boyfriend tried to scam you and you wasn't with it. So you just cuffed them instead. I guess y'all just scamming together. I don't know. I mean, as long as y'all are happy. When y'all be dating scammers, like, do you really trust them? Like, when he comes over, do you gotta like hide stuff? I don't know. I can't feel too comfortable with a scammer around me. I gotta hide my credit cards, hide my wallet. You might catch him digging through your nightstand trying to find your social security card. Uh-uh. I mean, if it works for you, it works, but hey, not for me. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Again, I apologize for my absence, but I'm back. I hope you guys come back with me, but have a good week. Have a good summer. It's getting hot outside, and I'm going to enjoy it. So, yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy me enjoying my summer. Y'all better hope I enjoy my summer because then I'll have stuff to talk to y'all about on this podcast. So, yeah, if you want me to have a bad summer, you must not want content. Then again, my best content does come when I'm in a bad mood. So, maybe you're right. I don't know. But that's it, y'all. Have a good one.